You tell us.
Okay.
Ready.
I'm going to call this meeting to order if everyone will stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the minutes from the last Board of Elections meeting. What was the date of that last meeting?
I'm sorry, I didn't bring them with me.
We had two of them, yeah. There was the Monday and then the Wednesday. I got it. I think it was the 15th.
Do you have them?
Hang on, I've got it right now.
Yeah, you have one in front of you, though.
No, I'm looking for
Oh,
the minutes. Oh, that was the 17th and then we had two of them, right? Okay, so
We already
17th.
approved the first one.
Okay, so I'm going to take a motion to approve the minutes from the hearing held on November 17th.
motion.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is an opportunity for the public to address the board. Anybody? Okay.
Does your mother want to say anything, Mark?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Okay, moving on. Motions, 21-4030. I'm going to make a motion to certify the November 2nd, 2021 election results for the office of Judge of the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania. The speaker on this will be Beth Hopkins, our Director of Elections.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is just a matter of fact that we have to certify the election results from Election Day for that race.
Okay.
I'll second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are you a nay?
I'm a nay.
Okay. 21-4031, motion, I'm going to make a motion to certify the results of the mandatory statewide recount for the Office of the Judge of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Again, Beth Hopkins.
Thank you, Commissioner. The Acting Secretary of State issued a notice on November 10th of 2021 that Lori A. Dumas, a Democratic candidate, and Drew Crompton, a Republican candidate, they were the second and third place finishers respectively, and their vote totals were within 0.5% margin, and that triggers a statewide mandatory recount. The automatic recount provision was enacted under Act 97 of 2004, and the provision has been triggered 5 times with 2 recounts carried out. When executing a recount, the ballots cast on Election Day must be counted by a different manner than they were originally counted. So therefore, the Election Day ballots that were cast at the precincts on DS200 scanners had to be recounted on our large DS400 scanners. And then the mail-in and absentee ballots that were counted Election Day using the large DS450 scanners were recounted on the DS200 precinct scanners. Any ballot with an over and under vote must be adjudicated to determine the voter's intent, and these ballots, ballots must be reviewed with the human eye to determine the voter's intent. The recount did not change the outcome of the race in Lackawanna County or in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We started the recount on November 17th at 7 a.m. and completed the scanning November 17th, 2021, and continued with the adjudication until November 22nd, 2021. There were over 18,000 ballots with over, undervotes, and write-ins that all had to be adjudicated, and we completed that on the 22nd. So we are just certifying those results also for the recount today.
So on the November 15th, we first certified State Rep. Tom Welby, because he was getting sworn in.
Correct.
And then on the 17th, we certified the other election results with the exception of this one.
With the exception of this race because of the recount.
And now this is the final one.
That is correct.
Do I have a second to my motion?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are you a yay? Or a nay?
I'm a nay. Yay.
Opportunity for the public to address the board? Are you sure? Members, other business?
Just to be clear, I have the utmost faith in Beth, in your office.
Thank you.
I have no issues whatsoever what goes on here, none. You know, my whole beef, along with a lot of my constituents, is the security of the drop boxes. That's the reason for.
Chris, you can't have it both ways. Okay, you can't
Just let
have,
me
you
finish what I'm
can't
saying.
be, you
It's
can't
really
be
not-
sure of the.
Look it, it's not, when the ballots are here, they're safe and secure. It's how they got here. That's my issue. I'm not saying there's a.
It's legal,
there's
it's
the-
your responsibility, it's your duty to certify an election.
it's-
Is that
no, it's
correct,
my
Mr.
option.
Ruggiero?
It's not. And every, you
All
know
right,
what, Jerry,
let Chris
listen
talk.
to me.
Let-
Every time I say something that you don't like, you just consider me an idiot. Well,
I'm not saying that.
Well, but
I'm
that's the
saying,
way I'm
you know,
taking-
you're.
I just want to be clear that I think our office
right.
does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, okay.
My
Hold on.
concern, and the reason why I can't certify the vote, and I want this on record, and I want it to be clear, is because I'm not comfortable with the drop boxes, period.
Okay.
There's an ongoing investigation with their district attorney.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything there. That's it. That's
And-
all it is. It
and
has
for-
nothing to do with our folks here. Nothing. Because when Beth has them in her hands, I'm 100% satisfied that they're secure.
And
That's
they
all I
can't be
say.
counted unless they're correct. And
Can I ask one-
again, I'm never accused you of being an idiot, and I'm not saying that. All I'm
You make
saying
me
is.
feel like that, and I'm
Well,
probably-
I can't help how you feel.
Well,
All right.
I know you can't.
Can I just ask one question with regard to something raised by Commissioner Shermack? Do we know where the investigation is? Is it still pending?
I do not know, Commissioner Donovan.
Okay, so it's just still pending.
I assume it is still pending. And, you know, the only thing I would add, and I think it should be added for purposes of the record, and I've had this discussion with Commissioner Shermack, is I believe that absent any indication of actual fraud or any violation of regulation and/or statute regarding the placement of any ballots within the drop boxes, which to my knowledge, there has not been any indication of that to date, that the Board of Elections, under the election code, does have an affirmative duty to then certify the election. I've been open about that, and I think the law is clear on that. That does not negate your ability to decide accordingly how each of you feel you should vote, but from a legal perspective, I do believe there is an affirmative duty absent any showing of fraud. And to Chris's point, or to Commissioner Shermack's point, our election office, and particularly under the supervision of Beth Hopkins, has done an amazing job. And she ought to be complimented, and her staff ought to be complimented, because it's not an easy process. And there are so many moving parts, and I've been there for each of them, this particular election. And so to her credit and that of her office, I say thank you.
Yeah, Beth, you killed it.
And I concur.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I
We have
do
a-
think there is an affirmative duty by the election board, because that's why you serve. So absent any indication of fraud, that duty exists. I think the indirect impact of not certifying it, or not voting to certify it, is that it has the tendency to cast unnecessary doubt on the election process. And the very same office that we're sitting here complimenting and we know has worked so hard. That's just the indirect impact of that decision. But notwithstanding, everybody's autonomous and everybody gets to have their vote. So I just thought it was
Thanks,
important
Rod.
to state that.
To finish up with your question, we contacted, we have not, and I don't, and nor
No.
do I think the district attorney's office is going to contact us when they conclude their investigation. They'll either make it public or tell.
I was just
Commissioner Shermack
asking.
the outcome of what his investigation.
We've been in budget mode, so I really
Yeah, I
kind of
know.
lost.
I understand that.
kind of
I
lost
just don't think the
my
district
vision review
attorney
on
will
that.
reach out to us and tell us one way or the other. If he does, I think he'll either do it publicly or privately to Commissioner Shermack, because he's the one that asked for
Okay.
the investigation.
All right, do I have a motion for adjournment
Motion.
Second.
on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.